Ever since the theatrical debut of Roland Emmerich's Independence Day in 1996, I've heard a lot of pseudo-intellectuals, mind-numbed parrots, and generally normal people alike make a rather foolish and reductive criticism of the film that happens to be factually incorrect. That criticism being that Independence Day was a rip-off or copy of War of the Worlds, particularly the 1953 George Pal classic. Their primary evidence for this is that in both films, they say, a virus took out the aliens. That in War of the Worlds it was an actual virus that took out the Martians, while in ID4 it was a computer virus, and that ID4 merely updated the concept. Nothing could be further from the truth, and while this is a popular summation or comparison between the two films, it doesn't do either film justice. In Independence Day, the Jeff Goldblum character writes a computer virus that has the effect of taking down or dismantling the seemingly impenetrable force fields used by the invading alien ships. Those shields proved to be able to withstand humanity's heaviest nuclear weapons and made them untouchable in combat against Earth's fighter jets. I remember watching the movie when it came out in 1996. I was in the Navy at the time and serving on USS Trepang. Some members of the crew and I got into a discussion regarding the film in the torpedo room, and there was this one guy there, a first-class torpedoman that I won't name, who I would describe as a pseudo-intellectual. A guy who really wants people to think he's smart, but just isn't. ID4 was a smash hit in the summer of 1996, and these kinds of people tend to say they don't like something that has mass appeal because they know it will get them attention. I systematically began taking down his notion that the ID4 virus was thematically the same as the War of the Worlds, quote, virus, and for this he kicked me out of his torpedo room. I was a nub at this time, you see. I hadn't earned my dolphins yet, and on a US submarine, at least back then, if you hadn't earned your dolphins yet, you were persona non grata, the lowest form of life on Earth. Not only were you not treated with respect, you were actively treated with disrespect. When this first-class torpedoman was forced to resort to invoking his status as a qualified submariner, I knew I had won the argument.
Oh baby, look at the size of that sponsor.
Lucky Strike, first again with Tobacco Men. First again with Tobacco Men. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
So for your own real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The first thing we need to get clear is that the aliens or Martians in War of the Worlds were not killed by a virus. As stated in the film, what made them sick was bacteria. There is a world of difference between a virus and bacteria. Since Google has taken it upon itself to ensure that all information out there follows mainstream science, let's see what it says the difference between a virus and bacteria are. On a biological level, the main difference is that bacteria are free-living cells that can live inside or outside a body, while viruses are a non-living collection of molecules that need a host to survive. Now, what is a computer virus? A computer virus is a malicious software program loaded onto a user's computer without the user's knowledge and performs malicious actions. The term computer virus was first officially defined by Fred Cohen in 1983. Computer viruses never occur naturally. This is according to the Indiana Times. According to Norton Antivirus, a computer virus is a type of malicious code or program written to alter the way a computer operates and is designed to spread from one computer to another. The only reason why the term computer virus came to be used for these kinds of programs was because of the way they propagate themselves. They spread from one system to another, not unlike the way an actual virus can spread in the body and to other bodies. There's a world of difference there. Bacteria are living creatures, while a virus, even a biological one, is not. This is key because it leads to the actual difference between the two films. You see, in Independence Day, it was human ingenuity, creativity, and drive that defeated the alien menace. In War of the Worlds, God defeated the aliens. Don't believe me? Take the closing narration from War of the Worlds, in which God is made responsible for the Martians' defeat. The Martians had no resistance to the bacteria in our atmosphere, to which we long since have become immune. Once they had breathed our air, germs that no longer affect us began to kill them. The end came swiftly. All over the world, their machines began to stop and fall. After all that man can do had failed, the Martians were destroyed and humanity saved by the littlest things, which God in his wisdom had put upon this earth. I do want to point out that it is thematically consistent to have God destroy the Martians in War of the Worlds, since one of their first kills in the film is a priest named Uncle Matthew.
Who's that? What's he think he's doing? Too late now. He's too far away.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
It's seen him.
Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Now, some of you might be thinking, but wait, the remake with Tom Cruise. Surely this idea was abandoned for that later film. It was not. In fact, the makers of that version doubled down. In the closing narration, performed by Morgan Freeman no less, this was said. Just imagine Morgan Freeman's voice as I read this. From the moment the invaders arrived, breathed our air, ate and drank, they were doomed. They were undone, destroyed, after all of man's weapons and devices had failed, by the tiniest of creatures that God in his wisdom put upon this earth. By the toll of 1 billion deaths, man had earned his immunity, his right to survive among this planet's infinite organisms, and that right is ours against all challengers, for neither do men live or die in vain. Now, if you're looking for a more accurate comparison between ID4 and another film, I would suggest Earth vs. the Flying Saucers from 1956, which you can watch for free over at Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies channel on Odyssey. I'll put a link in the description. Also in the description is a link to my book, Captain Steel and Other Stories, on Amazon. It's speculative fiction, and if you like the kinds of topics discussed in this video, I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.
What the hell are you all still doing here? What, are you in love with my ass or something? Well, why don't you just get up off that couch and come here and kiss me on my ass then?